No excuses for the force of love. If your life is not filled with everything you love, it doesn't mean you're not a good and loving person. The life purpose of each of us is to overcome negativity by choosing love. The problem is that most people love and then stop loving hundreds of times in a day. They don't give love long enough for the force of love to move all the good things into their life. Think about it. One moment you give love through a warm hug with a loved person, and then you stop giving love within minutes when you get annoyed because you can't find your keys, or you're delayed in traffic, or you can't find a parking space. You give love when you laugh with a work colleague, and then stop when you get disappointed because the local lunch place has run out of something you want. You give love as you look forward to the weekend, and then you stop when you receive your bills. And so it continues all throughout the day. You give love and you stop giving love. Give love and stop giving love. Give love and stop giving love from one moment to the next. You are either giving love and harnessing the force of love, or you're not. You can't harness the force of love with an excuse about why you didn't love. Excuses and justifying why you didn't love just add more negativity to your life. When you give an excuse as to why you didn't love, you are feeling the same negativity again. And so you are giving out more of it. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one getting burned. Gautam Buddha, 563 to 483 BC, founder of Buddhism. If you get annoyed because there was a mix up in an appointment and you blame the other person for the mix up, you are using blame as your excuse not to give love. But law of attraction only receives what you are giving. So if you are giving blame, you must receive circumstances of blame back in your life. It won't necessarily come back to you from the person you were blaming, but most assuredly, you will receive a circumstance of blame. There are no excuses for the force of love. You get what you give, period. It's interesting to note here, all excuses or justifications is nothing but adding more energy to it. See, because if it's a negative feeling and you're trying to make excuse, नहीं नहीं यार ऐसे हो गया था, and you're trying to justify, नहीं नहीं मैंने बड़ा अच्छी intention से किया था, but वैसे, it's okay. Any excuse or justification is just giving it more energy. It's like adding fuel to the fire. Just be aware of the fact that anything that has happened has happened. It was just a fact. Take the lesson. Never make excuses, never justify any act. If the act has been done by you, it was meant to be. It's okay, even if the other person has felt wrong. But never give your excuse or justify. Now it can be taken in the other sense that you are free to do whatever you feel like doing. See, remember, whatever you are giving, you are going to get back. So even if you are giving anger, you are going to get back anger. The mirror of the universe is going to be working. But never make any excuse or justification. Just let it be as a fact. Don't put more fuel on the fire.
Arjun, excuse or justification is understood, but clarification is different from that, right?
They are cousins.
So, but if something has happened, which, say, for example, work, right? Say some mix up with a client or something or the other happens, right? And your superior who is
See,
there,
providing more clarity is okay.
yeah.
The
So as
word needs
long
to be
as,
that
see,
you need to
I
give more
understand if,
clarity.
yeah, so clarification to what has happened will not be justification. So there's a clear
Yeah,
difference
because see,
between the two.
then it's like you're
But
sequencing
then,
all the parts to make the
but then
information
Arjun,
more
that could
clear.
be my truth. But that could be my truth, right? I'm saying a clarification also is my truth
Justification,
from my lens.
justification would be when you've done something and the other person has not taken it in the right sense, then you will try to
Correct.
justify yourself.
But
You
clarify,
just,
justify, maybe they're cousins, but then don't you
no,
think it's the
I
right
would
to
say
clarify your position?
clarifying is more of narrating the exact facts.
Correct.
So अगर आप
But those
factual
facts
बातें
are from
करें,
your lens. Huh? You get what I'm saying? The
I'm getting
clarity
what
that
you're
you're giving
saying.
all those facts is my lens. It could be a different lens for the other person. So that will also lead to negativity or not.
Can. It can lead to negativity. See, because the
But
way
then
you
if you
are
don't clarify,
clarifying,
then you take the onus of what has happened, which may not be the true fact.
no.
है कि नहीं?
नहीं तो मैं तेरे को एक बेसिक या तो you talk the exact incident, then we'll be in a better
No,
position.
no, I'm just saying that, for example, there is a client who is saying this shouldn't have happened, it happened, right? Obviously, the case escalates, it goes to the superior, he says, "Arey ji, ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए था." Now, at that moment, what do? You say, "के चलो, accept it, आगे बढ़ो." So he'll think, "यार, I'm screwed up," right? That may not have been the case. So you clarify the situation, but that doesn't mean you're giving an excuse. That's what I started with the premise of saying that these are different. So is clarification negative or is it positive?
That's what I'm saying. If your clarification is just adding more facts,
Hmm.
we are adding facts. We are not adding our emotions, our intentions.
Right.
Okay.
No, my intention is to prove that I was right.
That's what
Let's
I'm
be
saying.
clear.
ना.
But
तो
I'm still stating the fact.
अगर अगर वो intention है that you want to
Hmm.
prove yourself right, then it comes under the head of
Negative.
justification, not clarification. Clarification
Uh,
is when the other person is a bit unclear of the fact.
hmm.
Then
Correct.
your
Of what
intention is
happened
not there.
exactly.
If your intention is to prove
Sure.
yourself right, then it comes under justification. For example,
Okay. Got what you're saying. ठीक है.
I'll try to make it more clear. Google Maps has detailed directions. Okay, if you want to go to a location,
Yeah.
you have detailed
Correct.
directions. So if you call, like Zomato guy calls, sir, मैं location पे खड़ा हूँ.
Hmm.
Okay, so you don't tell him. Now your intent is you need to give him more facts. यार ये गेट का रंग होगा, ये फलाना होगा. You are giving more facts. You're not justifying that you're not telling him that you're wrong, that you're not at the right location, but you're giving him more facts so that he gets more clarity.
Correct. So clarification is fine, but with the intention of trying to prove that you are right, that it will be
That is
termed as
justification.
negative.
So
Got it.
whenever
Okay.
it is
Thank you.
just adding facts, it's very important. Reality is nothing but a combination and a collective combination of a few facts. बट
Correct.
जब उस फैक्ट्स में हमारी फीलिंग्स और जजमेंट्स आ जाती है, वो एक बिलीफ भी बन जाता है. यू गेट माय पॉइंट. सो
Okay.
व्हाट
Yeah.
इज रियल. अगर उसमें हम अपनी बिलीफ, अपने जजमेंट्स और अपने इमोशंस डाल देते हैं, हम उसको एक बिलीफ सिस्टम में या एक बिलीफ में बना देते हैं. दैट डिस्टॉर्ट्स द रियलिटी.
Sure, but fact को मैं I'll see it from my point of view, then it becomes my lens, right? So then the judgment
That's what
comes
I'm
part
saying.
of
That's
that.
why when it's something personal, I asked you where is the intention coming from.
Hmm.
अगर वो intention है to prove myself right, then that is justification. But if the intention is to give,
But उसमें गलत क्या है?
huh?
What's wrong in that?
You're
Why
giving
is
it
it
more
negative?
energy.
It's going. but then it's leading to you clarifying, and then it all be getting better, right?
What I'm trying to tell you is, when you are coming from a premise of love, now get back to the book. That was a real life example, which is not in correlation with what the book was saying. The book
Sure.
is saying, when you are either giving love and harnessing the force of love, or you're not. So if it is not coming from the premise of love, you don't need to give excuses or justify, no, it was love only, like that. So see, in a profession, if you need to clarify things, तो उसमें तो you're doing your job, na? If you love your job, it's coming from the premise of love then. मतलब as such excuses or justification की नहीं मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. We are talking per se of the book, that when you're coming from the premise of love, or either you're not coming from the premise of love. If you give any excuses or justification, it's just adding more energy to whatever premise it is coming from.
ठीक है, done.
Also, sorry, I'll just add. In personal circumstances, there is also something called karmic connections, right? That you are entangled in karmic connections, that you have some cycle of karma to be settled, right? I mean, if my understanding
Karma
is
to be closed.
Karma to be closed, and then hence certain situations arise, and then it's your choice whether you're going to close it or whether it will go on into a cycle.
Yeah, that's how.
Right. So if the intention is with love, with unconditional love, then the karmic circle can be closed. Then situations can be changed, is what my understanding
that is partial. That is partial.
Okay.
See, the karma can close with love for sure, but karmic closure, what is more important is the energy exchange that has to happen. Like, for example, if I hit somebody and I abuse him, तो मैंने karma create कर लिया है by hurting the other person. So there is hitting all involved, and there is abusing also involved. So if I am going on the road and some random person who is not known to me, I hit his car and he hits me and abuses me. So if I base it on that, that karma is complete from my side. So the energy exchange, karma completion has to happen with energy exchange and closure. Closure में energy exchange बहुत जरूरी है. Because एक कर्मा के और बड़े multiple rippled effects हो सकते हैं. So it could be this life karma, it could be past life karma. It's a very, very detailed topic. But yeah, karma closure, energy exchange is very, very important. But yeah, the premise of love has to be there. Then only you want to settle. Once you want to settle, that feeling for settlement comes from the premise of love.
So for that, again, intent matters, na? Intention. And that is what the book is all about. Intention, free will, choice, and love.
Yeah. Everything in life, your intention is what is most important. Because anything in which your intention is wrong and not coming from the premise of love, it will have different effects. Na? You know, it's always said कि मैं तो बड़ी अच्छी intention से काम किया था, but वो हुआ नहीं. A lot of time it happens. Why? Always go and check. There has to be something wrong with the intention. If the intention is right, it will land the way you want it to land. But if it has not landed, go back and check, where did my intention waver? ये होता है.
It goes for everyone. Sometimes we don't, I mean, yes, I see myself in a lot of different ways, but sometimes not yeah. Correct. Sometimes there are judgments also. Then you start questioning your intentions.
Yeah. You're fond of reading, na? Read this book by Massey Adams. Change the question, change your life. Change your question, change your life. Marky Adams, yeah, Malcy Adams. Some Adams there.
Achha.
It's about The whole book is a very nice, interesting book. I always have this handy with me, which is part of the book. Okay, this thing you get from the book.
Mm.
I don't know if it's visible.
No, it's not. I think because you have.
तेरा that thing is है ना easy किया हुआ
It's
तूने
blur
हाँ now
है.
it's
Mm.
fine.
So this is called a choice map. Once you
Mm.
read the book, you'll understand what exactly this. I'll try to post this in the group. But if you
Okay.
guys can get hand on this book, it explains everything. Like, we learn either go from a learner's mindset or a judge's mindset.
Yeah. So how do you explain that? If you're receiving constant judgments, your intention was right, but you're receiving judgment, uh then you want to prove yourself. Na ki nahi, that is not my intention. That was not the intent. And sometimes words can be like what I was reading was also that language is a barrier. At times words become barriers to love and to oh god, my phone is ringing. Sorry. 1 second. So how do you work on that?
Because judge's mindset में ना, you are always into comparison, you are always into judging. वहां पे कभी पीस ऑफ माइंड या प्रॉमिस ऑफ लव आ नहीं सकता.
तो फिर जज कर रहे हो तो वही अट्रैक्ट कर रहे हो ना, फिर देन वो साइकिल तो वही चलता रहेगा.
वहीं तो फिर स्विच करना है. So when you are switching from a judge's mindset to a learner's mindset, this book explains what are the questions you need to ask yourself at that point of time. And in a judge's mindset journey, where are you in terms of a particular situation? And what are the times and how is it going to land in the end? And how is it that you can switch to a learner's mindset? What are the questions you need to ask? I'll post this choice map. You'll get a better idea. But yeah, do read this book. One of my favorite books. Ruchis also. Change your question, change your life. It changes everything. It changes your mindset, basically. Every little thing is included. Blame, criticism, finding fault, and complaining are all forms of negativity. All of them bring so much strife. With every little complaint and every moment you criticize anything, you are giving negativity. Complaints about the weather, traffic, the government, your partner, children, parents, long lines, the economy, food, your body, your work, customers, businesses, prices, noise, or service seem like small, harmless things, but they bring back with them a whole host of negativity. Throw out of your vocabulary words like terrible, horrible, disgusting, and awful. Because when you say those words, they come with strong feelings. When you say them, they must return to you, which means you are putting those labels on your life. Don't you think it would be a good idea to use more words like fantastic, amazing, fabulous, brilliant, and wonderful? You can have whatever you love and want, but you have to harmonize with love. And that means there are no excuses for not giving love. Excuses and justifications prevent you from receiving everything you want. They prevent you from having an amazing life. All that we send into lives of others comes back into our own. Edwin Markham, 1852 to 1940, poet. It's very interesting. It's mentioning here all the positive words we should use. So that's the spell that should be casted when you're in your day-to-day words, is use all positive words if possible. So that is what is going to come back to you. I shared the list was shared on the group of a few positive words, which was shared by one of my coaches only. I did a manifestation course with him. So very effective. You can always add your own powerful positive words. Like for me, I explained earlier, apratim, good 6-8 months was my favorite powerful word. So you can always add good powerful words into your conversation. And they're always going to do good. They're not going to do any harm. You don't make a connection when you complain to a store person and then a few hours later you receive a call from your neighbor complaining that your dog is barking. You don't make a connection when you meet a friend for lunch and talk negatively about a mutual friend and you arrive back at work to discover big problems have developed with your major client. You don't make a connection when your dinner conversation is about something negative in the news and that night you can't sleep because of an upset stomach. Stomach is one of the most sensitive organs. Anything that happens to you on the exterior, the first thing your stomach is going to get it. It's very, very sensitive. You don't make a connection when you stop to help someone who has dropped something in the street, and 10 minutes later, you get a parking space right outside the supermarket door. You don't make a connection when you happily help your child with their homework, and the next day you receive news that your tax refund will be bigger than you thought. You don't make a connection when you do a favor for a friend and that same week your boss gives you 2 complimentary tickets to a sports game. In every circumstances and moment of your life, you are receiving what you have given, whether you make the connection or not. Nothing comes from within without. All things come from within. Neville Goddard, 1905 to 1972, New Thought author. The tipping point. If you give more than 50% positive thoughts and feelings instead of negative, you have reached a tipping point. Even if you give 51% good thoughts and good feelings, you have tipped the scales of your life. And here is the reason why. When you give love, it not only comes back to you as positive circumstances that you love, but as it comes back, it adds even more love and positivity to your life. The new positivity then attracts more positive things, adding even more love and positivity to your life. And so it continues. Everything is magnetic. And when something good comes to you, it magnetically attracts more good things. You have experienced this when you said you were having a lucky streak or you were on a roll. When one good thing after another happened and the good things just kept happening. The only reason those times occurred was because you had given out more love than negativity. And as the love returned to you, it added more love to your life, which then attracted even more good things. You may have also experienced the reverse happening when something went wrong, and then other things started going wrong one after the other. Those times happened because you gave more negativity than love. And as the negativity turned to you, it added more negativity to your life, which then attracted even more negative things. You may have called those times a run of bad luck, but they have nothing to do with luck at all. The law of attraction was working precisely in your life, and those times, good or bad, were simply a reflection of the percentage of love or negativity you were giving. The only reason the lucky streak or run of bad luck changed is that at some point you tipped the scales. the other way with your feelings. It is thus that you may lead a charmed life and be forever protected from all harm. It is thus you may become a positive force whereby conditions of opulence and harmony may be attracted to you. Charles Hannell, 1866 to 1949, New Thought author. It happens with us very frequently. You receive one negative news, which is you're giving sometimes negative, and you develop on it, and suddenly negative and negative, negative and negative, negative and negative. That's instant working of your feelings. You get one call from your client, and he says, there is some argument, and he shouts back at you and you shout back. So there's a lot of negativity in the entire conversation, and the client gets pissed, and you're in a bad mood. It's quite a possibility, if you remain in that mood, that you can expect 2 or 3 more of those negative calls from your clients. Because when you're in that space, in that negative frequency, in that radio channel of negativity, you're going to be attracting negativity. So all the negative clients are going to be tuned in to that frequency and get back at you at that particular time. There are days where you are like, yaar, aaj to bas ho gayi. So once you're consciously aware, now think about it. हाँ यार, स्टार्ट नेगेटिव से हुआ था, मैं नेगेटिव में सल्किन हुआ, और नेगेटिव हुआ, और नेगेटिव हुआ, फिर दूसरा आ गया क्लाइंट, उससे भी नेगेटिव हुआ, फिर कोई कोलीग आ गया, मैं उससे भी नेगेटिव हुआ. So that's how the multiplication factor goes. And same is with a good feeling. For example, you receive a check in your mailbox or anything, that you got a refund, or you won a lottery or some online event, quiz you entered, you are in that joyful mood. Then you will, being on that frequency of joy, you'll keep attracting things which will be of the same frequency. You will get a call from your old friend, you'll have a hearty laugh with him, you'll run into an old batchmate, your old claims or refunds will get through. Anything positive will try to flow in. That's nothing but your tipping point and your frequency at what you are giving is the receiving coming from. So once you're in a negative situation, be very, very cautiously aware and try to snap it. It clearly says, even if you get 51%, so 86,400 seconds, 60 to 66,000 thoughts, even if 51% are positive, जिसको आपने positive feeling दे दिए, you have secured the day. Gradually, you'll try to increase from 51 to 54, 55, 60, further on. But yeah, initially, even if you maintain 51%, the company is yours. You've got 51% stake, it's your company. So try to get that tipping point to above 51 in the positive zone, in the zone of love and the above line feelings. To change your life, all you have to do is tip the scales by giving 51% love through your good thoughts and good feelings. Once you reach the tipping point of giving more love than negativity, the love that comes back to you then multiplies itself by attracting more love through the law of attraction. Suddenly you experience an acceleration and multiplication of good things. Instead of more negative things coming back to you and multiplying, you now have more good things coming back to you and being multiplied in every area of your life. And this is the way your life is supposed to be. When you wake up each morning, you are standing at the tipping point of your day. One way tips you into the wonderful day filled with good things, and the other way tips you into a day filled with problems. You are the one who determines what your day will be by the way that you feel. Whatever you are feeling is what you are giving, and with certainty, that is exactly what you will receive back in your day, surrounding you wherever you go. As you begin your day and you're feeling happy, while you keep feeling happy, your day will be great. But if you begin your day in a bad mood and you do nothing to change it, your day will not be great at all. One day of good feelings not only changes your day, it changes your tomorrow and your life, provided you maintain your good feelings and you go to sleep feeling good. You begin the next day with the momentum of good feelings. As you continue to feel good as much as you can, your good feelings continue to multiply by the law of attraction. And so it continues day after day, and your life gets better and better. Live today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, just today. Inhabit your moments, don't rent them out to tomorrow. Jerry Spinelli, born 1941, children's author. So many people don't live for today. They are completely consumed with the future, and yet it is how we live today that creates our future. It is what you feel today that matters, because it is the only thing that determines your future. Every day is an opportunity for a new life, because every single day you stand at that tipping point of your life, and on any one day you can change the future through the way that you feel. When you tip the balance to good feelings, the force of love will change your life so fast that you will scarcely believe it. Points of power. I think I we shall read the points of power tomorrow, so that we have 2 3 people missing, so that we are able to sum up the thing lesson and get on to the next chapter. But what it was talking about really was mainly, you need to tip yourself, you need to get your tipping point more than 51%. Because if you do that, then you're in that positive zone. See, because negative will come. We are in the start of a journey where the negatives will come. Eventually they will. But yeah, if you maintain a balance of more than 51% positive, as of now, as of this time, it is good enough.
Sony, this brings a question, which is that fine, if you are determining your day, by your thoughts of basically stay happy, things will be positive, stay positive, and things will fall into place the way you want them to, right? And the other things of manifestation, etc., come into play then. If you're negative, they don't come into play. Or anyway, negative, you attract more negative, and if you're positive, it compounds, and then it all gets better from there. So if you're in control of your days turn into months, that's years, and then their whole life. Then where does destiny come? So are we saying that there is no destiny and we decide our destiny by staying positive? Then everything will be. Then we are in control of it completely, and there's nothing else in terms of any other science of astrology or XYZ that, or there is no destiny. That's my question. That are we in control, or there is just a myth called destiny?
What made you sit in this book reading session?
Because I wanted to.
You were destined for it.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever is happening, it's your soul that decides what you're going to experience. That is destiny. There's a
Then how
destiny
am
for
I
every
in
second.
control of it? Then how am I in control of it? Is
Control of what?
destiny deciding me to be a part of this? then I am only a medium, right?
Yeah. In the truer
So I'm
sense,
not
yes.
doing anything, really speaking.
We are never the doers. But हाँ, अभी उस book में नहीं हम हैं. We let's be with the book.
Hmm.
See, it's a different thing. We are never the doers.
Sure.
All being done. We are just
Then
part
how am I
playing a part.
choosing to be positive or choosing to be negative? Then if it's destined that I'm going to be like this that day, then where is my choice?
No, the soul
One
wants
second.
certain experiences for which it's got you here for this book, for which it's getting you this information to take control of your life. See, इतना easy
Okay.
नहीं है उसकी language को decipher करना. But yeah, if you are here in this book reading and it's this thing which is being brought up in this chapter and it has triggered something in you, so that's a clue for you to take that the soul wants you to do this. You know, once you get on to doing it, then you will get more
Hmm.
clarity. There is destiny, for sure. There is destiny. I am not denying the fact there is no destiny. There are destination points in your life which is determined, but then there is always a free will.
Okay.
So
There
I'll
is some,
decide if my path is
like for
uh,
example, the soul
rocky
once.
or it is plain to reach wherever I am destined to reach. Is that what it is? That there are
Can you come
certain
again?
checkpoints?
Repeat,
I'm
repeat.
saying, so does it mean that if it's destined for XYZ destinations or things to happen, my journey to those particular destinations will be positive or negative dependent upon how I react to my daily choices? Is that what it is?
Yeah, because that is your free will. Like for example, the soul is thirsty, but it
Hmm.
gives you a free will to decide whether you want to have a Coke, a coffee, a tea, or hard drink, or a beer.
Hmm.
That's your free will.
Okay. So there are certain things which are in my control and certain which are not. Which is not in my control is destiny, and what is in my control is what I decide on a daily basis. And then if I choose to be positive, then that's how I would attract it, and that's how it goes. A little bit of what I'm trying to logically decipher.
Yeah. So far, yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Also, if I'll just add on to this, also would it mean that we actually are the spiritual beings, and when we come in the physical body we have choices, and we have these uh, the concept of duality, the concept of destiny, but it's actually the soul's journey which we are consciously not aware, right? So hence destiny is what soul's journey is, which our conscious mind is not aware, but our conscious mind can attract what we want through energies, through love, through whatever, gratitude, through all the above line feelings, or attract the opposite by being in the low. So destiny comes into the picture. So it's like you have a plan, but when you're actually the plan is being unfolded, and you're at a point where you have to take a left or a right, you choose to take a right instead of taking a left. So is for me, that is where the destiny lies, that it was decided by my higher self that I was going to choose this, yet I have that option of taking the left as well, and then the plan would have changed.
See, Peli cheese, the purpose is not clear to a lot of people. The soul has come in this body for a certain experience, which is generally not clear. It takes a lot of time, lot of effort to get to know what exactly it is. And it's not just one purpose, there are multiple purposes. So once there is a purpose, you will get to know about that purpose. Once you fulfill that purpose, then you'll get a new purpose. It's also said sometimes every second has a purpose. There are a few seconds which just have the purpose for you to breathe. So we are human beings. Basically, we are spiritual beings on a journey on planet Earth, wherein we have this human body. We have a preset of things which we have the knowledge, but in order to experience the feelings, We have to be in the real physical world, in the real physical body. So you are here for that experience. Now, the concept basically goes haywire is because we don't know what the purpose is. जब हमें वो purpose नहीं पता होता तो we just go on doing, and yes, once you get on to schooling and everything, so many experiences, ultimately a lot of people lose their purpose. कि हम आए क्या करने थे?
हाँ, बट ये सोल लेवल पे होता है, राइट? द पर्पस द सोल नोज, द हायर सेल्फ नोज. Isn't it true? I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I
higher
have read.
self
The higher
knows the
self, the
purpose.
soul knows the purpose.
Yeah,
That's when,
there
that's
are
how
ways
they
and
keep,
means where you can
yeah,
ask your higher self for your
connect
purpose.
with your higher self. Yes.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, we did this in hypnotherapy, where I went to in hypnotic state and asked the higher self my purpose. So it was a clear message to me what my purpose currently is. So there are ways and means to do that.